My phone's on 28% and I'm living the dream. Contempt of court? Oh shoot.
Contempt!
Oh jeez.
Objection! The prosecution objects to the defense being held in contempt.
Yo, Luna!
You do?
Let's go!
We can see that our opponent is merely a fledgling attorney, still trying to find her footing.
Aww.
Such inexperience can easily lead to impulsive decisions.
Aw, Luna!
Prosecutor Luna.
Oh, that's
Even
so
so,
sweet.
in this line of work, such actions cannot be overlooked, Prosecutor Luna. They could easily lead to the destruction of an innocent life.
That's true.
As such, I feel punishment is necessary here.
I understand, Your Honor. In that case, why don't we leave that decision up to the one whose life was targeted?
Ooh.
If she wishes for the defense to be punished, then the prosecution will stand down.
Very well. Witness, what do you say?
Sakura, hit me with your best shot.
It's alright, Miss Sakura. You don't have to say anything. If you want to see me get punished, I won't blame you.
Let's
What I did was
punish!
rash
Punish!
and dumb.
Punish!
I'm just really new at this. Twilight here tried to stop me, but I didn't listen to her. As a result, I put you in danger, even though I knew I had no real reason to suspect you of anything. Especially when a certain feeling made me aware you'd never murder any pony.
Apple bloom!
I can't expect you to forgive me, but I just wanted the chance to say I'm sorry.
Nice. Good smile. Good smile.
I understand what you meant to do, saving both Turning and Skooloo. While your accusation has hurt my pride, I, for one, will take it in stride. You and I desire the same.
See, now
mission,
that smuggling
to see
pony
those
in the
two young
background makes
defendants
sense.
free. You evidently still have much to learn, but punishment from me you have not earned.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sakura.
The court acknowledges the witness's decision. The defense shall not be held in contempt.
See, this is why I like the
However,
judge.
Miss Sykes, I better not see any more rash accusations come from you again. If I do, you will be penalized and held in
Penalized.
contempt,
Good night,
regardless of
everybody.
what the prosecution or witnesses may say.
Understood, Your Honor.
I'm glad we've cleared up that matter. So now let's return to the topic at Hoof. The
Oof.
prosecution still believes that Royal Order was the recipient for the blackmail exchange. The defense has proven, however, that he could not have arrived at the scene prior to the defendants. Our amended theory is that he followed behind the children as they made their way through the forest. Defense, do you have any objections to this interpretation?
I do.
Then, by all means, state them here and now.
Or forever hold
It
your
all
peace.
relies on Sakura's witness testimony. If you recall, she claimed to have kept an eye on the forest path ever since she saw Turning and Scootaloo pass. She continued watching until 10:10, when she finally retired for the evening. During that entire time, she didn't see any pony following behind the defendants. That means the victim couldn't have passed by during that time frame.
Objection! Need I suggest
Objection.
the obvious? Mr. Order could have easily waited until Sakura had stopped watching the path before continuing onwards. Or better yet, he could have simply walked off the path and through the woods himself using an illumination spell.
Illumination. We don't want to talk about
But
illumination.
that doesn't make any sense either. There's no way he could have known when Sakura would leave. Even if, for whatever reason, he did wait, it takes about 15 minutes to reach the scene from Sakura's hut anyway. He'd be arriving at the castle no later than 10:25. But we know Turning and Scootaloo had likely left the castle by that time. Sakura spotted one of them in the form of a small shadow at 10:20. There would have been no chance for negotiations to even occur, let alone turn sour.
Sour Patch Kids.
And the chance of using an illumination spell?
highly unlikely. The Everfree Forest is pitch black at night. Under the cover of trees, you'd need a very strong source of light to find your way through. A light that strong in a place that dark would no doubt have caught Sakura's attention, no matter where it came from.
Indeed.
Fair point.
There's no way I would have missed a light, and I did not see one at all that night.
Which leads us to only one conclusion. Royal Order could not have followed behind the defendants, nor made it to the scene ahead of them. Thus, Royal Order could not have been involved in the blackmail.
Sweet. Sweet beans. Cough. C-O-U-G-H. Cough. Hey, Twilight's smiling. That's sweet. Sweet beans.
And with that, any motive for murder has completely disappeared.
Indeed. It would seem as if the prosecution's proposal no longer holds water. What
I
say
can't
you in
hold water.
response, Prosecutor Luna?
Simply this, Your Honor. Bravo, Miss Saint. That was a fantastic rebuttal.
Aww.
Thanks? I could say the same thing to you, given how much you helped.
It's too early for thanks, Golden Pixie.
Aww, bruh.
Back to the nickname already.
Your assertions
Luna.
are solid and well-founded. But unfortunately, they are far from impregnable.
Impregnable?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Your
You should be
claims
asking,
hold
what does
strong
that
only
mean?
so long as the two assumptions they're based on are true.
Wait, no, that's the same
What
thing.
assumptions?
The first is the small shadow Miss Sakura saw. We can't know for certain it was related to these kids. If it's not, then we have no way of knowing exactly when they left the scene. In that instance, it would be more than possible for Royal Order to arrive late at the scene and still meet the defendants there.
Well, why don't we ask them now?
Objection! Any testimony they could offer on this matter would be heavily influenced by your own remarks, defense. They could easily claim to agree with your statements in order to support your story. And that would get us nowhere.
That may be true.
Train
I'd
to nowhere.
still like to hear what they have
Train
to say
to
regardless.
nowhere. Man, it's so sad that that show ended. Well, I wouldn't say ended. Possibly ended. Infinity Train. God, man, we need another. We need Infinity Train to be finished. Oh, it was such a fantastic show. Love that show so much.
We're using our right to remain silent here.
What?
Yeah.
I'm stretching again.
If they told you, Pixie, would that not defeat the entire purpose of the right?
You're right. Fine then. What's the second assumption?
Your initial rebuttal was based on the fact that Royal Order left his house at the specified time of 9:30. However, this information came from Miss Devotion, whose testimony is questionable.
Hi, Miss Devotion.
Can we really trust the time she gave for when her husband left home?
Sure.
And finally, there's one last problem with your rebuttal.
There's still more.
Even if we grant that those assumptions are true, your arguments utilize several different measurements of time in order to make your point stand. These measurements are but estimates based on a pony's gait. Depending
What
on
is
the difference
gait?
in size, walking speed, and other varying factors, there's always going to be a slight difference in how quickly or slowly one can travel from point A to point B. So, even though it may seem as though Royal Order would have teleported into the crossroads right before the defendant's eyes, it's still entirely possible that he could have done so before the two ever reached the area.
Ah, shucks.
So what's your next move going to be, defense?
We're playing
grant that
chess
you managed
now.
to cast doubt on Royal Order acting as the blackmail recipient, but it still hasn't been proven to be false just yet. As long as we have no reason to doubt that Miss Devotion was the one behind the blackmail, it'll be difficult to refute this point.
But she's not the one behind the blackmail. Turning said it himself. The ponies he and Scootaloo met at the castle were Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon.
And yet,
I don't
no
think I have a
evidence has
silver
been
spoon,
submitted
unless
which
you
would
count a metal
suggest that
spoon.
either Diamond Tiara or Silver Spoon were even at the scene of the crime. We only have the defendant's words, which cannot be fully trusted.
Well, I know for a fact that Diamond and Silver were the ones who made the blackmail letter. They have to be the ones who were there that night. But how am I supposed to prove that if I can't even use Scootaloo and Turning's own words? If I'm right about Luna, the evidence to prove it must exist.
Probably, yeah.
I've never even seen these kids before. How am I supposed to be able to— Objection!
Turning? Scootaloo? Twilight? Yay, Twilight!
You're right,
Yeah.
Prosecutor Luna. Looking through the evidence, there's nothing that can yet prove our claim, which is why the defense is prepared to submit new evidence.
Yeah, my
are?
girl. Twilight, let's go.
Are, Athena.
What?
Twilight.
Wait, what?
Then, by all means, please present this evidence to us, Miss Sparkle.
Gladly, Your Honor.
Glass.
Those pieces of glass?
Oh, did I drop
In a
my
sense,
my
Your
glass
Honor,
vase?
but not quite. These glass fragments were found at the scene of the crime. However,
That's
the investigation concluded
dangerous.
that they were actually a broken pair of nearsighted glasses.
Oh.
Glasses?
Oh, that's right. It was Sonata. Maybe. Yes.
If you run
I
through the
think.
profiles of every single pony involved in this case so far, you'll notice that they all share a distinct characteristic. Not a single one of them wears glasses.
What? Prosecutor Luna, is this true?
It is, Your Honor.
That would, of course, make these shards.
The after credits. Sonata. Sonata is connected with. It's somehow connected with Princess Celestia. Therefore, she would also be connected with Princess Luna. And Luna knows about the evidence and all the thing that's going on. So she would know about the broken glasses. She knows about Sonata. Yo! Luna knows about Sonata!
Shards of glass seem irrelevant to the case. However, if we take into account Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon, then the story changes. For you see, one of them does wear glasses on a regular basis.
Oh. I guess she does wear glasses, doesn't she? Yeah. Well then, yeah. Let's move on.
Silver Spoon.
What?
Objection! Many ponies wear glasses, Miss Sparkle. So I'm afraid that alone isn't enough
Sonata
to substantiate your claim.
Wears glasses.
Do you have any proof that those shards of glass are from Miss Spoon's glasses specifically?
Miss Spoons.
Unfortunately, I don't. But it shouldn't be hard to figure out what the prescribed measurements of her glasses are. All we need to do is hear from her optometrist, and then we—
Objection!
Ooh, music.
You wish to invade a child's
Bop,
privacy
bop.
on nothing but an educated guess? You have no proof that these glasses were even broken on the night of the murder. For
Damn,
all you
Luna.
know, they could have been broken the day before, or the day before that.
Or the next day. Or the next day.
If you want us to collect a statement from the doctor, you'll first need to show us that those shards are, beyond reasonable doubt, related to the crime in question.
Very well. I'll do just that.
A thing.
Athena?
The power of friendship time. Let's fuse.
So much for no more getting bailed out. Twilight's doing all the work for us. If I hadn't jumped the gun with accusing Zecora...
Athena,
Yeah?
we're going to have to make a gamble here.
Yo,
What do you
gambling
Uh,
mean?
time. Let's get
Apart from hearing from
addicted.
Turning and Scootaloo, there's only one way we can prove when those glasses were broken. Seeing how Luna won't accept either of their words, Our only hope is that she can recall in enough detail what she saw that day.
She... You mean...
Yes, but before I do this, I just want
She
to make
does
sure you're
mean?
okay with it.
At this point, you seem to know far better than me how to handle this. Go ahead.
Ah, Twilight. Ah.
Defense! Present your evidence to the court now! What can prove the connection these glass shards have with this case?
Your Honor, if you recall, we heard testimony from Sakura earlier. She spoke about what she was doing that day before the crime occurred.
She did
One of
indeed.
those activities was looking for rare flowers, right around the scene of the crime.
Yes, for along that castle's cliffside, sometimes rare flowers peek and hide. Sadly, when my search was done, I left without finding a single one.
Yes, I do remember that. But what significance does that have here?
If Sakura had gone to the scene earlier that day, then she might be able to confirm for us whether or not the shards in question were present at the time.
Well, the shards are small.
That's right!
So, Sakura, can you confirm for us? The glass shards in the picture here. Were they there when you went to the scene that day?
How funny you bring this up to me. It just came rushing back, you see. That night at the scene, those shards I did spy. The glint of the
How-
moonlight caught my eye.
But they're so
and As
small.
for their presence earlier that day,
I think.
you'll like what I have to say.
Aren't they
Because as
small?
far as I can recall,
Friendship is the true savior of them all.
there were no glass shards there at all.
Thank you, Sakura. You've been a great help. So there you have it, Prosecutor Luna. The glasses were undoubtedly broken on the day in question, at some point prior to Sakura coming across the body. And I'm confident that once you get these shards examined, you'll find that they match up with the glasses Silver Spoon is prescribed to wear. That, in
Bam.
combination with the defendant's testimony, will leave very little room for doubt, I'd say. It'll prove conclusively that both Silver Spoon and Diamond Tiara were at the scene that very night.
I concur with Princess Twilight. Prosecutor Luna, what are your thoughts?
The prosecution concedes that the glasses prove exactly what the defense claims.
You do?
There is, however, one final question I must ask.
Is it based on Rhythm Heaven?
No. And what would that be?
How many
Does
perfects
your
do you have in
stance
Rhythm Heaven?
regards to why these two would have been in the forest that night remain unchanged? The evidence speaks for itself. The one who orchestrated this blackmail was Fair Devotion. It's possible you may have proven that Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon were at the scene, but do you still claim that they were the blackmailers, even in the face of evidence?
That's a fair point.
Yes, that's a very good question. Defense, do you have an answer?
Answer:
What do you
suck
think,
it.
Tina?
What? Me? Twilight? I'm not even sure I should say anything at this point. I've already messed up once before, making claims that I couldn't back up.
Psychological
True, but
time.
This is different from then. We have a footing now, one backed up by our own evidence. Regardless of how this trial has gone so far for us, I think we're finally getting somewhere. I think this is our chance to make up for our mistakes.
Aw.
My mistakes.
Start thinking
But
psychological.
Twilight,
Athena! I know
Athena!
you feel like you messed up, but that doesn't matter right now. I took a huge gamble with objecting earlier, but I did that because I trusted you could back me up if I needed you to. Yes, you accused Sakura, but we can't let that stop us. We've got one chance to bring those fillies to the stand. We have to take it.
Damn straight.
Twilight. Even after what I did, you still believe in me?
Twilight just paved the way for us to make our comeback. Even if the evidence is stacked against us, we have to take a chance here. Together.
We got this together.
Silence! Princess Twilight!
Mr. MLP.
Do you, or do you not, still assert that Miss Tiara and Miss Spoon were the ones behind the blackmailing?
Ready, Athena?
I hope so.
The Golden Pixie is back from her sulking journey, I see.
Damn, Luna.
Let us hear
Jeez,
this
okay.
final answer, then.
The defense? The defense still believes that
Gotta
Diamond
speak with
Tiara and
confidence.
Silver Spoon were the ones who blackmailed the Cutie Mark Crusaders.
Objection! And how do you expect that claim to hold, Golden Pixie? The evidence has clearly established that Fair Devotion is the only one who could have been the blackmailer. The magazines found in her
I
home
shall push
are
up my
conclusive to
glasses.
this fact.
That is true.
However, what if that very fact is nothing short of the true author's trap?
You're claiming that
Author.
us finding the magazines in Miss Devotion's household was something that the true blackmailer set up? And where's your evidence?
Of course. The glass shards. They prove that Silver Spoon and, presumably, Diamond Tiara were both at the scene where the blackmail was supposed to occur. That can't be a coincidence. If the magazines say they can't be the blackmailers, then perhaps that evidence should be called into question.
Exactly. The glass shards found at the scene corroborate the defendant's testimony. So if anything's suspect here, it's those magazines. It's quite possible they could have been placed in the victim's home in an attempt to mislead the investigation.
Yeah.
Yet, you
That's
have
what I
no
was thinking
definitive
at
proof of
first.
your claim. Just speculation and guesswork.
Then there's only one way we can settle this. The defense wishes to call Diamond Tiara
Hey.
and Silver Spoon to the stand.
I know
Yes.
they were there. It's impossible to hide that now. What matters at this point is what they saw.
Were they the blackmailers, or was it someone else? The only way we can find out for sure is by hearing what they have to say.
You gotta do it, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. It's good.
Allow me to give my thoughts on the matter.
Sure.
The prosecution
will
has
do.
given us a very convincing case with only the slightest room for doubt. However, given the potential that there were additional witnesses to the crime that we have yet to hear from, I do not feel it is right for me to give a verdict at this time.
My man.
Prosecutor Luna, what say you?
Would
I
say.
wholeheartedly agree, Your Honor.
Yeah.
The defense has pointed out an interesting conundrum. By all accounts, it should be impossible for Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon to be the perpetrators of this blackmail. However, it was their effects that were found at the blackmail site, which would lead one to believe that they were involved. This contradiction cannot go unresolved.
Dude, I don't think I could
Therefore,
survive in
the
an actual
prosecution
Ace Attorney
concedes to
game.
the defense's request.
Very well. This court will now enter a 30-minute recess.
AKA a couple
During that
days.
time, I expect the prosecution to obtain the results on those glass shards and find out if they match the prescription of the filly Silver Spoon. If by chance they do, the court demands that she and Diamond Tiara are summoned here immediately to give testimony.
That last bit will be entirely unnecessary, Your Honor. After all, the two of them are already sitting in the witness lobby, waiting to be summoned to the stand.
Oh, damn.
Very well. Court is now adjourned.
Let's go. To be continued. Yeah. I'm going to check for after credits this time. Hey, no, go back, go. I don't care. Get the go. Gotta be absolutely sure. Here we go. Prepare yourself. There's no after credits. There's no. Okay, well, I'm gonna go sleep now. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that. Again, great episode. They're just kind of like laying down all the groundwork for all the surprising stuff that happened. They're laying down just all the stuff, all the exposition, all like the facts and everything, which is good. Yeah, it's very important. So yeah, honestly, I think I should have waited to watch this episode at a time where I wouldn't be so tired, because this week has not been kind to me. It's been not very kind to me at all. But hey, what are you gonna do? Still enjoyed it. Had to watch it sometime, so why not today? Whew. Let's hope I can hit the stop recording button before I pass out.